have been off for a little while. We took a bit of a break. We are your hosts. This is Nicole.
And Armani here.
Yes, and coming back off of our nice little break and hiatus, we have a special guest with us. Nathan is here as well.
Hello.
So this episode, we are going to talk about a couple things that just recently happened. We're going to talk about PlayStation State of Play, because that literally just happened a couple hours ago. And then we're also going to talk about the Game Awards, which is set to air in 2 days. So we're going to go over our choice, like the nominations and what our picks are. So kind of just jumping into State of Play. Okay, actually, before we go into this, one thing I wanted to kind of do was get out there, because I don't know if we ever talked about this before, Armani, is kind of let people know what kind of gamers we are. Because, like, for me, like, I'm a completionist who doesn't complete shit. I trophy hunt, I look for things, but I don't know when the last time I finished a game was. I think Far Cry 5 is like or Red Dead. I finished Red Dead 2, but, like, I am terrible at actually finishing games. So, like, Armani, where would you put yourself on that?
I feel like I don't complete games either, but I really right? I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to finish a game, and when I play a game, I kind of want to get straight to the point. Like, I don't watch cutscenes. I love Kingdom Hearts. Skipped every single cutscene. MLB is my game. That's it. I get to go in there, play a couple rounds, and that's fine. That's it. I'm satisfied.
And Nathan, what kind of game would you describe yourself as?
I play everything, and I complete the games that speak to me. And if you don't speak to me, then I usually abandon you pretty quick. So I mean, like, I'm looking at my recent stack right now. It's like Madden, FIFA, Control, Death Stranding, Days Gone. I mean, I just play whatever comes to pass. I was playing Call of Duty before we jumped on this thing. So
I'll take it back. I did finish Call of Duty. So
if I enjoy my time with the game, I'm going to push through to try to finish that game. If I don't, then I have no problem letting it go. But I don't have, like, genres or anything I attach myself to.
So you completed Control, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm like 2 away from a platinum in that game, and I have every intention of platinuming that over Christmas break. So.
Damn. See, like, I don't actually think I've ever actually platinumed the game. Like, because once I put stuff down and, like, walk away, it takes me, like, if something else comes out, so much shit has just come out. Like, it took me forever to get back to Spider-Man because I was playing Red Dead.
I did finish Spider-Man, though. Spider-Man and Outlast, I feel, are the only games I've actually just completed all the way through. And right now I'm trophy hunting in Spider-Man. I got, like, 3 more things to do before I'm done.
Okay, I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. Wait, Nathan, did you finish Days Gone?
No. No, not even close.
Oh, okay, so neither did I. It's a lot.
Also, I'm proud of Armani for finishing Outlast. I played that game for 2 hours and threw my controller at the wall and walked away. It's like, nope. No, thank you.
I'm working on Outlast 2 right now, but that first hour of the game, I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it, even with the lights on.
They got that new co-op one coming out, which looks pretty cool. I'm interested in that one now, because Outlast with friends could be fun.
I haven't even seen any trailers for that yet, so I'm excited for that.
Man of Medan is co-op horror.
Yeah.
Is that like Dead by Daylight?
Until Dawn.
Oh, Until Dawn. There we go.
Yeah, it's like that style.
So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way as we kind of went into our choices. Well, before we went into our choices for, like, the Game Awards, just so people kind of had an idea of where we're coming from and, like, how we play things. So kind of just starting off with the State of Play. It was about 20 minutes this morning, and it led off with an Untitled Goose Game is coming to PlayStation. Was anybody else excited about that besides me?
Is that a retro game?
Retro. It came out this year.
Oh, I mean,
I ain't that old.
No, I wasn't excited for your hunting game.
It's not a hunting
game. It couldn't keep my attention, so no, I'm not excited for it.
I mean, it's cool because it opens that game up to a bigger audience, and I'm happy for that, because that is a cool game. I get why people like it. It's not my style, but it does open it up to a bigger audience, because it was like a Switch and PC exclusive forever. So more people that can play good games, the better. That's how I stand by that. Like, it wasn't exciting. It wasn't the way I would have started it, but hey, I don't make these decisions. So.
I think that game just had, like, such a little like, there were so many memes, and there was, like, just it was something cute and different. And since it was a Switch exclusive, and I don't have a Switch at the moment, so I didn't get to play it. And there was so many, like, the Untitled Goose Game with I think Death Stranding had a little thing with the Untitled Goose Game. Resident Evil, people were putting that goose somehow into Resident Evil. It was weird, but December 17th.
Resident Evil into Monster Hunter, so I don't even know how they did that.
That's crazy. That's one game I just couldn't. I'm trash at Monster Hunter.
Yeah, me too.
Next up, Dreams got a release date for February 14th. Anybody looking forward to Dreams?
I'm super excited to play the Media Molecule content. Like I play every time I can't decide what game I want to play, I just put Dreams on and just play user games for a couple hours because it's something stupid and fun to do. But I'm really excited to have some developer created story driven content on there just to kind of actually really explore the different tool sets of that game.
I am excited about that too. I tried making, like, I'm playing through the tutorial of how to make games. It's a real like lesson in creation. Like it's pretty exciting. Armani, have you played Dreams at all?
I haven't played Dreams, but I've watched people play Dreams, and it seems fun.
Or make things in Dreams?
Yeah. I've seen people make their games. Like, TJ was making beats, basically, the other day on the PlayStation. So it seems interesting. I understand the appeal, and it's fun, but, again, just not my cup of tea.
Okay. Superliminal VR has a 2020 release date, so no official, like, full date, but that game looked trippy as hell.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I like the way they use the perspective thing where you can make stuff bigger or smaller or create objects just by the way you look, like lining up different perspectives. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be a really fun game for VR. It's got some Portal vibes, some Stanley Parable vibes to it. So that's always a good thing. Those are fun games. I like that kind of sarcastic scientific humor and point of view type of stuff. So
and in a way, it kind of reminded me of Hello Neighbor. That's the vibe that I got from it.
Hello Neighbor is triggering.
Again.
Hello Neighbor.
Finished Hello Neighbor, though.
We did finish Hello Neighbor.
I've never played that game. So.
Oh my God. It's sad that you have to Google walkthroughs because there's literally like nothing that tells you to go from this thing to this thing. There's nothing that drives it forward. So you like, what the fuck am I supposed to do next? And we had to look at you. And the thing was, when we got it when it first came out, so they changed it and the updates changed it. So like YouTube walkthroughs were no longer accurate, which was crazy. But it's
fun.
It's not for kids.
Sounds incredibly frustrating, honestly.
Huh?
That sounds incredibly frustrating.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd be about that.
It was. Paper Beast, another VR game.
That's what I'm excited for. I enjoy the way that game looks. It looks like one of those games that you can really just sit there and it's relaxing and you just have a good time. You just have fun. So that's what I'm excited for.
I like the manipulation aspects of like being able to manipulate the beast and the environments and whatnot, but I don't know, maybe it's because it was 7:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning.
That's right. Okay, yeah, you do have that time difference. Why was it? Yeah, it being that early was kind of.
I don't know, but I was like, I don't know what's going on right now, and I just want to get to stuff that I care about. So.
Kingdom Hearts is getting some Kingdom Hearts Remind DLC. Comes out January 23rd.
I think there's just so much going on with Kingdom Hearts that I don't know. Again, I don't watch cutscenes, so I don't know what's going on. I'm here for the gameplay. So I'm excited. I'll be playing it. I'll play it. You get it. I'll play it.
Like I said, you get it. I'll play it. I'm not getting that shit. You can buy it with your own money. Nathan, you play Kingdom Hearts?
Yo, so I played through Kingdom Hearts for the first time ever over the last year. 1 and 2. I guess I played Birth by Sleep on PSP because we bought everything you could for PSP because good games were good games. But I could the one thing I will give the Remind DLC is the biggest knock a lot of people had that I talked to with Kingdom Hearts 3 was the last of Final Fantasy characters. And they showed that in the Remind DLC trailer that there are Final Fantasy characters coming back, which is really cool. But Kingdom Hearts 3 was trash. So I don't really care about a DLC for a game that I don't even know. I still have it, so I have intentions of going back and finishing it, but I did not enjoy my time with it. And I played 1 and 2 straight, like back to back leading into 3. Like I finished Kingdom Hearts 2 3 days before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. So I was ready to go. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 started and I was like, I don't like this game at all. So
Did that hurt your feelings, Armani?
It did. The game made me get my own little life-size Keyblade. I love Kingdom Hearts 3.
But you don't even watch the cutscenes. So
you're right.
Like I'm not hating on the gameplay. I'm just saying the story did not do anything, at least within the first through Frozen world, to really advance the story.
That's where I'm at right now.
The one thing I loved about Kingdom Hearts 2 was it took these established Disney worlds and expanded on these stories and made these world building decisions where Kingdom Hearts 3 went right back into, okay, let's just replay the movie but add Donald, Sora, and Goofy into it. And that's not fun. Like, I've watched Tangled 50 times. I don't need to replay it with 3 new characters, and one of them's an annoying duck that I just want to punch in the face. So, but yeah, it's cool. More content. Hell yeah.
We'll see. Next up was Predator Hunting Grounds. Got a release date for April 24th. That I was pretty excited about. I'm happy to have a release date for Predator Hunting Grounds. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I love that game. That game's awesome. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait for it to be out in my console because I love the concept of that game. I think it's fun. I think it adds a new level of depth to the 4v1 style multiplayer because when you're the soldier, like sometimes the last thing on your mind is the predator because you're trying to complete this objective, hold off these enemies, do all this stuff, and then out of nowhere the predator shows up and it's like, no, thank you. So I'm really excited to get my hands on that and actually spend more time with the predator because I've played that game a lot during our different things, but I've never once really played as the predator. So that'll be cool.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I'm not normally like I didn't care for Friday the 13th.
I never even played that one.
Yeah, it's alright. That and what was the other one? Dead by Daylight. Like I was like, meh. But I guess because I love the Predator movies, it's probably why I'm also more excited about this. So, yeah. What did you think of what you saw, Armani? Because we've got to play it. You haven't yet.
Oh yeah, because clearly. But no, I'm excited for it because I personally was a fan of the Friday the 13th. There were some things that they did need to fix with the game, which I'm hoping that with Predator they've seen that and they've taken from it and they've improved upon it. So I'm excited to see what it has to bring to the table.
All right, well, April 24th. Babylon's Fall, it's a Square Enix game, and it comes out 2021.
Biggest thing with that is a platinum game. So I saw so much platinum in that trailer that they showed, like with the grabbing the swords by chains and hitting people with it and whatnot. I mean, it'll be fun. Platinum makes good stuff, especially when they team up with Square. Every time they've teamed up with Square, it's turned out well, minus that Dragon RPG, but we don't talk about that one. Well, I guess that was with Capcom anyway, so that's not actually Square's fault. So yeah, I mean, Nier was great. I have no doubt Babylon will be fantastic. I just wish it wasn't 2 years away.
Yeah, 2021. So we'll probably see it at E3.
Probably next gen as well. So.
That's what I was about to say. Next gen exclusive.
I don't think it didn't. I don't think it. I mean, we don't know if it's.
All they said was more information coming summer, which means probably E3 for them, which means
it'll be on
who
Square's
knows
thing. Now let's get to what we actually gave a shit about.
What we were waiting for
the whole time. So they started talking about Project Resistance, and my literal response was like, okay, cut the bullshit, stop giving us a fake name, and just give us Resident Evil 3. And then it went into Resident Evil 3. So as soon as I saw those boots, I know Jill's boots. So I'm freaking excited for that.
Very excited. I'd say Resident Evil 3 was one of the first games that actually got me into gaming, and then I actually sat there and followed the storyline.
Because you were like a toddler watching me play it.
Nicole, why are you letting your kids play M-rated video games with me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
What's crazy is at that time, and then when the Resident Evil movies came out, she watched all the Resident Evil movies when she was little, but got scared at Monsters Inc. It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, cool. It looks pretty damn good. I was hoping we were gonna get to hear the stars, but from Nemesis, but we didn't. So I was like, I guess I can wait till E3 for that too. I'm guessing that's probably when we'll probably see more about that.
I think my favorite thing about the announcement is they didn't even phrase it as Resident Evil 3. They were just like, hey, here's Resident Evil Resistance. Now let's look at the single player campaign element. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, this is totally Resident Evil 3 remake. Which, if it didn't leak, I probably would have been way more excited.
Yeah.
But I assumed it was coming, so I was like, okay, let's get to this point, please. I want to see this trailer. Because 2 Remake is, I mean, it's a Game of the Year candidate for a reason. It was well done. I have no doubt this game's going to be well done. I like Jill more than Leon. So I just want my all female Resident Evil game. I just want Jill, Ada, and Claire to team up and just wreck shop. And I haven't played Resident Evil 5 in a long time, so I don't remember her name, but I liked her a lot too. She was great. So just give me that game. and then I'm in.
Yeah, I was definitely bought into Jill's what was going on with Jill in Resident Evil 3. So and I honestly don't really remember playing 2, the original 2, before. Like, so it's like 3, I think for me was really where I started like that commitment in with Resident Evil was 3 for me anyway. So I just have more of a connection with that game. And then
Resident Evil, continue. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Resident Evil 2 was like the first horror game I played. So like for me, RE2 was perfect. I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to this one just because I never really actually played 3 because I was onto Japanese role-playing games by the time that had come around. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when you're
released?
98, 99? No, the first one was 98. So, yeah, 99, 2000, something like that. I don't know. In that late 90s, early 2000s range. There you go. That's when Resident Evil 3 came out. But I don't have time for that back then. We only had so much time to spend money on so much money to spend on games, and 20-hour horror experiences weren't the same as Final Fantasy 9. You know what I mean? So
yeah. True. It came out in 1999. So you were 1.
God, I was 11.
Where were you playing mature rated titles?
My friends' houses. And like I said, I wasn't playing Resident Evil 3. I was playing like Final Fantasy 9 at that point.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I abused my friends' lack of parental guidance to play mature rated video games. No offense to any of my friends.
And State of Play closed out with a teaser for Ghost of Tsushima. And they said we'll get more of the trailer or the rest of that trailer at the Game Awards in 2 days. So
not surprised.
I would say I personally haven't seen too much about it enough to be surprised.
They've honestly been really quiet with that game.
Yeah.
Really.
At first, I thought it was another Amnesia Warlords. Like, I thought they were about to make another one.
When they showed that very first teaser trailer for it, like a year ago, that's what I thought it was. And I was really hyped. But I will take any samurai game that's actually set in, like, feudal Japan with Japanese lead characters. Like, that's just what I want. So, it looks amazing. But I mean, everything looks amazing. But this is the only game that I will talk about the visuals of at this point. Because to me, it's 2019. Everything looks amazing. So that's not a selling point anymore for video games. But like Ghost
substance
looks fucking amazing. And it's a PS4 game as of now.
Those fields and
yes.
Oh god,
the leaves and shit.
Yeah. Well, and my thing with Ghost is like the setting and subject matter are super cool, and I'm into that. I just trust that developer so much.
Yeah.
That I have no doubt that game's going to be great. Like, I mean, from Sly Cooper through Infamous, like everything they've made, I've loved. So I have no doubt this game's going to be fun. I think Traversal is going to be super cool. I mean, I love grinding on power lines and rail tracks and Infamous. So if they can give me something similar to that, but ground it in this feudal Japan society, I think it's going to be a great game. So I love it. I'm ready for Game Awards. I assumed we were going to get a trailer at Game Awards, so I'm super excited that's been confirmed, and I'm ready to go with that one.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the State of Play?
I mean, it's always nice to get updates, but...
Okay, so we've watched all of the State of Plays this year. Armani, you probably have not. So, Nathan, where would you rank this on State of Plays for this year?
I mean, last. But not... like I said, I think if the Resident Evil 3 announcement hadn't leaked, like if we didn't know that was coming, I feel like that would have hit way, way, way harder. Because like I remember E3 2018 when they showed RE2 remake, and we were like, holy crap, like this looks awesome, like heck yeah. I would have liked to have that moment with RE3 remake. I mean, other than that, I feel like there was a lot of cool stuff they showed, but I didn't feel like it warranted 20 minutes, especially like I don't think we needed the Ghost of Tsushima tease when we knew Game Awards was probably going to have it anyway. And that just was, like I said, my assumption. I was just like, well, I mean, we're going to have something at Game Awards, probably Ghost of Tsushima. So, because I don't think Last of Us 2 is going to get too much more airtime at this point.
Probably
so,
not.
Which the Last of Us people are real upset about that. You guys want pure comedy, join the Last of Us community Facebook group. It is
I won't.
Because it is a fun thing to pay attention to, that's for sure.
Because I've gotten to the point where it's like sometimes I'll see people saying like just absolutely ridiculous things about PlayStation, and I'll like start to type something and then I'm like, delete. I don't want to be fired.
It's not our job, right?
Yeah.
It's not our job.
Never mind. So yeah.
I mean, it was a good state of play. Untitled Goose Game is dope. I'm glad that's coming. I always love more VR support. The more VR support, the better. Predator getting release date makes me happy. It's a week after my birthday. I'll probably play the hell out of that. But overall, I mean, it was nice to know. Like, honestly, the cool thing for me was the 25th anniversary message from the father of PlayStation.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool because it made me think about my PlayStation history and like bring back some old memories. And I was like, all right, like, yeah, PlayStation means a lot. And I was alive. You were alive as well during that time where it was supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so seeing where the company has come from we were going to be an attachment to Nintendo to now we have the two best-selling consoles of all time. It's pretty dang cool. I like it.
And it's like 25 years. It's like shit. Like that time has gone by. I feel like so quickly.
Oh yeah. I remember getting my PS1 in '96. And that was 23 years ago now. So
yeah. And, you know, I realized like there are times when I'm like thinking, oh, I was playing this on PS2, but no, that was the original PlayStation that you had to leave on because you didn't have a memory card because your mom wasn't going to buy you a memory card on top of what you spent on that damn game. So it's like, and back when you could like burn games, I hate to say this, but like when people were burning games and you could like prop it open and like put that disc in there.
I think my favorite game about the PS1 was you could put the games in like a Walkman, like a Discman. Discman. Mm-hmm. And it would play just the soundtrack for you.
Oh, wow.
So like I had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 on PS1. I could just put the disc into my CD player and then I had the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 soundtrack.
Talk about a list of games that Armani's waiting to get a sequel for.
No, I'm waiting for Skate 4.
Oh, so
it's probably never going to come, but yeah, Skate 4.
Oh, trust me, I want Skate 4 too. I do. I want Skate 4 real bad.
All right. Well, we are going to take a very brief commercial break, and then we will be back to discuss the Game Awards.
This week's episode of the House of Lords podcast has been brought to you by
us.
Yes, it's brought to you by us. So if you would like to help us sustain this podcast and grow this podcast, here's a few great ways you can do so.
You could share the link to our podcast on your social medias. Let it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even MySpace if you're feeling nostalgic.
Yeah, use the hashtag BlurredPod. That's our hashtag. You can join the conversations that we're having. Let us know what you think about the things that we're talking about. On Twitter, you can use the hashtag PodIn. That's a now listening hashtag. Those other people know what you're listening to, as well. It's a great way to find other podcasts by creators of color. If you want to step it up a little bit and you want to help us out financially, you can check out our Patreon, located at patreon.com/House of Blurreds. We keep it simple. There you can donate as little as $1 a month, up to even more, whatever you're so inclined to do. There's some great giveaways on there depending on the different tier levels. Definitely check it out.
Or if you're not too big on commitment, you can visit our PayPal at House of Blurreds, and you can just hit us with a one-time donation because anything counts.
Yes, every dollar counts. Any notes that are left with those donations, being on Patreon or on PayPal, will be read out on the show. So we'll definitely give you a shout out because we greatly appreciate it. Again, thanks for listening. Now back to the show.
All right, and we are back. So now, my bad. We are going to jump into our Game Awards discussion. So the Game Awards, which can be streamed wherever you stream stuff. Twitch is doing simul streams of it. It airs on the 12th, so 2 days from now. So 2 days from this recording, this podcast should be out this evening or tomorrow for sure. But we're going to get it out ahead of the award show. And then, hey, that gives us a whole nother episode to then come back and talk about what happened at the Game Awards. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. So first up, what's the first category?
So first we got our VR and our AR games, which we have Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, No Man's Sky, and Trover Saves the Universe. I personally gave Beat Saber my vote for VR game.
Okay. Nathan, what was your pick?
I think Beat Saber is the right choice because it's the most accessible game for all of these games. My favorite, though, is like a tie between Blood and Truth and Trover, because both those games were an absolute riot. In midsummer, where we needed something to play, those both were huge step ups for me. I loved them both. So I'm going to give it to Beat Saber just because I played more of that than any of these games. But Blood and Truth and Trover get my runner-up tied.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I think last year Beat Saber won Best VR Game. So I was kind of perplexed as to why the hell it's nominated again. Although it's my choice as well. But when I look back on what won last year, it won last year too. So that's kind of crazy. And I get that it's had expansions because I've bought the expansion packs. But I feel like then it should have fell into continuing game because there's an actual category for games that are their ongoing games. But I'm with you, Beat Saber. I played way more Beat Saber. Blood and Truth actually made me a little nauseous.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't get that far into it.
Yeah, I was enjoying what I was playing of it, but it got to a point where I think it was after the spoiler alert, vehicle chase when you were in the Jeep.
It's like the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
that did it for me.
So Blood and Truth showed up on my doorstep, and I put it in, waited for the download, put the headset on. And then 6 hours later, I was rolling credits, and I did not realize I'd been in the headset for 6 hours. I love that game. Blood and Truth is awesome. It like when you catch a grenade in midair and throw it back at someone's face. That is so much fun. Like, are you kidding me? I just like Garrett Cole, the dude in the face with a freaking grenade launcher. That was awesome. I loved it. So, I mean, Blood and Truth was an awesome game for me. It was a fun experience. And Trover is hands down the funniest video game I've ever played.
I do want to play Trover. I have not played it yet, but I do want to play that. Also, I mean, I do have No Man's Sky. Was the VR edition free, or did you have to pay for the VR add-on?
If you bought the game when it came out, everything that has come out is free.
Okay, so then, yeah. Just need to. I haven't tried that in VR. I mean, I actually liked No Man's Sky, so I kind of wanted to check out the VR. But yeah, I mean, Beat Saber's a thing in this house, so we do a lot of Beat Saber.
Competitive Beat Saber.
Competitive Beat Saber, yes.
That's
all right, what's
the best way to play it.
Next up, we got strategy games. So we have Age of Wonders, Ammo 1800, Fire Emblem, Total War, Tropicola, and I believe this
Tropico, not Tropicola.
Tropicola.
Tropico and War Groove. Yeah, it's a shame when you can't even read your own handwriting. Mm-hmm. It's all slurred together. Yeah, War Groove. And I gave it to Fire Emblem because that's the only game I know off that list. And what's his name? Ike is my number one in Smash Bros. So I got to give it to him.
Okay. I didn't play any of these games.
You want to reread those strategy games to me?
It was Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Total War 3 Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and War Groove.
Yeah, pretty sure I probably gave it to Fire Emblem as well. I couldn't find my notes on that one, but yeah, I mean, the fact is the one thing I've heard from the Nintendo fans is Fire Emblem isn't getting any GOTY tread, which I agree with. Like, Fire Emblem is great games. They're fun. They're just not for everyone. But they do a really good job of putting strategy and storytelling combined into one beautiful meld. Like, every Fire Emblem game I have played, I have enjoyed, but I've never finished one. So, yeah, I'm going to say Fire Emblem, I think, was that one for me, too. I just can't find my note. I think my paper disappeared.
That page. All right, what's up next?
All right, we got sports and racing games. So we got Crash Team Racing, Dirt Reality 2.0.
Dirt Rally. Child.
Dirt Rally. Now, I didn't write the full names for these games because I was like, like Modern Warfare, we know what comes after Modern Warfare. Anyone listening to the podcast should know what games we're talking about when we're talking about it. So we got Crash Team Racing, Dirt
Rally,
eFootball, Pro Evolution Soccer,
PES, F1 2019, and FIFA 20.
I had it written down, and I gave my vote to Crash Team Racing.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I would have gave it to FIFA, but I feel like Crash Team Racing is the first family racing game outside of Mario that's come out in a long time that little kids could also enjoy as well. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay. Nate, what was your vote?
I have a write-in on this category.
Was there a write-in option?
There was for me.
Oh.
No, Madden. Like, why does Madden keep getting left off of sports games every year? Madden 2020 is great. Madden 2020 is going to be probably my most played game of 2019. The fact that they just ignore the fact that American football exists really upsets me. Like, the Madden team tries. They put a lot of effort in to make the game better every year. And I get it. It's EA, so everyone puts, they shit on it. They make it feel bad because it's Madden. But Madden has, over the last 4 years, evolved greatly, and I want to give some credit to Madden. So Madden is my game of the year. But even though that doesn't matter because it's not on the list, of the games on the list, I'm going to give it to Crash Team Racing because it's hella fun, and I love me some CTR. So, yeah. That is, but I'm going to argue Madden all day, every day, because Madden is great. I played Madden all this morning before Call of Duty because I ran into a bye week situation. But yeah, outside of Madden, the only one of these games that I actually played a significant amount of was CTR, and I love FIFA. I'm a big FIFA guy, but FIFA this year, gameplay's good. I would take Madden over FIFA. So yeah. But on the list of games, I'm going to give it to Crash Team Racing. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, that's perfect. I also did CTR. That was also my vote. So I was right there with y'all. It was a lot of fun. It's co-op. It's something different than what we've gotten like the last couple of years too. And I'm not a soccer fan. I think FIFA is a great game, but I'm not. It's not my cup of tea necessarily. And honestly, Nate, I would probably agree with you that this year's Madden was a lot better than previous years, significantly so. So was this year's 2K. So I'm also kind of surprised that that's not on there either.
Did the show come out this year?
The show did come out this year.
I had to give it to the show.
Also, yeah, that would be my number 2. If we were going like real sports games, like the show is, I love this show. I play the show every year, do my player. I've had the same my player since like whenever they let you carry it over. I've had the same character since. It's fun. I love it. And I mean, that's going multi-platform now in the next 2 years, which is huge.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
I saw that and I was just like, wow, okay.
I mean, people deserve a good baseball game. And I always felt bad for the Xbox and Nintendo people because they didn't get a good baseball game. So, good for them. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, FIFA was good, but
it just felt the same as last year's FIFA to me.
It's a little tighter. Everything it's incremental improvements, which as a Madden fan, as someone who's been playing Madden since like 1998, like the incremental improvements mean a lot to us, but to the average fan, they mean nothing. They don't notice them. They're like, okay, it's the same game I played. And MLB has a similar problem where we did smaller improvements. And those of us that play it 30 to 40 hours a year understand that, but the rest of us do not. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know why MLB wasn't on this list either. The sports and racing games category has always killed me. And thank God there was an Forza game this year because they would have won it because they always do. So, I mean, let's pull for some CTR, whatever, but I don't know why they combine sports and racing. I've never understood that. Those are two completely different genre of games, and each one of them gets their full lineup of games every year, so they should be able to separate those categories.
Yeah, there's 5 options in this category, so there's 5 racing games and there's 5 sports games out they could have. That really should
easily split those. Yeah, that's what I'm saying on that one. Because I like Dirt Rally 2.0. I thought Dirt Rally 2.0 was fun, but Madden is, I love my Madden, so gonna stick with that one, even though it's not on the list.
Next up, score and music for outstanding music. Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, Sayonara Wild Hearts. Armani, what'd you vote for?
I voted for Death Stranding. I think, because that first scene, like the beginning of the game, going in and playing, and when the music first starts, when you're going on that first journey, I was like, wow. And it's not like it's not just video game music, you could say. Like, it's not, just beats, but it's legitimate music that I'm like, hey, I would go download that on my phone. So that's why Death Stranding got my vote.
Nate, what'd you vote for?
So Death Stranding uses licensed music better than any game I've ever played. That Church's song is like my number one right now on Spotify. I love that jam. So Death Stranding gets my win overall just because the way they use it, but it is mostly licensed music, mostly music developed outside the game, for the game, whatever. Cadence of Hyrule is cool because it's fun remixes of Zelda songs, but if I had to pick original music, I would go Sayonara Wild Hearts because Sayonara was such a fun experience, and the music in that game is so cool. So, yes, I think Death Stranding uses music the best, but I think the best original score, because we don't have a category for that, goes to Sayonara Wild Hearts. So, there you go.
Okay, so I would agree with you to half of that. So, I definitely agree with your Death Stranding stance. That is where my vote ended up going, and it was a struggle for me because had Death Stranding not existed, my vote would have went for Devil May Cry 5 because that soundtrack is pretty friggin' amazing too. And like they premiered some of the songs, or they played some of the songs last Game Awards. They performed them live, which I was kind of surprised. Like, wait a minute, did it come out? I had to think for a minute, like when the hell the game came out.
March.
Yeah, it was so long ago. Like that is where, just like with movie awards, video game, or just award shows period, it always suffers because you get those games that come out the first part of the year, and by the time you get to December and award shows are that late, it's just like, wait a minute, what the hell else came out? Like, so much came out. But I voted for Death Stranding. I think Death Stranding will win, but my very close second was Devil May Cry 5 for sure.
Fair enough.
All right, a role-playing game. Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and The Outer Worlds.
I give mine Kingdom Hearts. I already explained that earlier why, because Kingdom Hearts is the only one I played, and it made me love Kingdom Hearts.
Nate?
So all I know is I wrote Kingdom Hearts 3 last. And I didn't even play Disco Elysium, so that tells you how I feel about Kingdom Hearts 3. But honestly, for me, based on the games I've played on this list, I'm going to give it to Outer Worlds, mostly because Outer Worlds is like the spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas. It feels like Fallout New Vegas, but it also has these Mass Effect relationship elements that I really enjoy about it. And so Outer Worlds, I think, is going to be my number one on this RPG list because, one, Obsidian deserves it. They make really, really, really good video games. And this is the first time in a long time they've got a chance to make their just own game. Because the last few things they've done were like Knights of the Republic 2, Fallout New Vegas, South Park Stick of Truth, which was a South Park. So this is like their own IP, and they did a really, really good job with it, even though the gunplay is trash. But overall, I love the game, and so I'm going to give this one to Outer Worlds. Also, I subscribe to Final Fantasy 14 every month, so that's my runner-up. So there you go.
So I voted for Outer Worlds as well because I'm all about Fallout in space, and Fallout New Vegas was one of the best Fallout games.
It is the best Fallout game. Don't deny it.
I mean, that's Fallout 4, but...
Fallout 4. Okay, never mind. We're not going to go on this tangent.
I mean, but that's like saying Oblivion versus Skyrim.
Oblivion's better than Skyrim.
I agree. Oblivion is better than Skyrim.
You guys didn't like Nuclear Winter? What?
It's
too real. It's too real.
No one liked Fallout 76?
The game that shall not be named. But my runner-up, and I now want to buy it and play all of it. Disco Elysium looks, I mean, it's a pretty cool game. It's a Dungeons and Dragons-esque video game, but it looks like there's a mobile game called like Zombie Survival or something like that. That's a really cool looking like mobile game. This game looks like that. So I'm excited for when this hits PlayStation next year because it's slated to hit Xbox and PlayStation in 2020. Right now it's only on Windows. I'm damn sure gonna buy it and play it when it hits console.
I'm with you. I didn't realize it was not on PlayStation consoles yet, or mobile, or other. I guess I don't play mobile games, but I didn't realize it wasn't on consoles yet. So that's actually because what I saw of Disco Elysium, it looked really cool, and that's why I'm pretty sure I had that at number 3 because I know what Monster Hunter is and I know what Kingdom Hearts is. So yeah, I'm excited for that too. That sounds cool. I'm into that.
Okay. Next up is performance. Best performance. This is a controversial category. Ashley Birch for Outer Worlds, Courtney Hope for Control, Laura Bailey, Gears 5, Mads Mikkelsen, Death Stranding, Matthew Porta for Control, and Norman Reedus for Death Stranding. Armani.
Norman Reedus. I had to go with Norman Reedus. I don't watch.
You don't watch cutscenes.
I don't
have
watch
you played
cutscenes.
Chapter 4 of Death Stranding?
Nope.
I'm not giving away spoilers, but you ain't played Chapter 4.
I haven't.
Bro, you not watching cutscenes is killing me.
Yo, and the fact that how do you can't not do the cutscenes in Death Stranding. It's literally the game. Like it's it doesn't make sense if you don't watch the cutscenes.
I just don't have the patience. When I play a game, I'm like, I want to be playing the game. I don't want to watch a movie. So
That's fair.
But it's such a deep, rich story.
if I need the story, I'll Wikipedia it. That's it. That's what I do.
But you can't read the emails that you get. Well, I
You
mean,
can.
that's not cutscenes, but. Ugh.
Wiki pages are very in-depth nowadays.
Nate, what's your choice? Who was your choice?
I gave my number one to Laura Bailey for Gears 5. I love her. She's great. She crushed it. Kate was my favorite character in Gears 4, and the only reason why I stuck through that game, and the fact that Gears 5 was about her, I was all on board. My number 2 was Courtney for Control. Number 3 was Miss Ashley Birch for Outer Worlds. I tied Mads and Norman Reedus because they basically did the same thing. And then I gave Darling my last place because I just wanted to punch him in the face after that game. So, but yeah, no, Laura Bailey, Gears 5, she killed it. Kate Diaz is a great character, and Laura really pulls that character off, and so she gets my vote. Also, the only Xbox One game I played all year, so there is that.
Okay.
I gotta give him something.
So this one was a write-in for me. Like, I was kind of pissed that someone was left off. I voted for Mads Mikkelsen, but who should have been on this list and who should win it is Tommy Earl Jenkins for his role as Die Hardman in Death Stranding.
Best name in video games for the year, maybe. Best performance, I don't know. But best name in video games this year, hands down.
I'm saying y'all got to get further in the game, and then it will all make sense. But once you get further in the game, like in the beginning, it's like okay, and he doesn't. But once you get past about chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, it kind of speeds up, and the characters outside of Norman Reedus' character really get developed really quickly. So like literally like whole storylines play out pretty fast, and his performance is just absolutely amazing. I just want to see him in more movies, quite frankly, based off of his acting.
I've heard that from a few people that he's really good. So, but still, Die Hard Man is the best video game name of all time.
It really is. I would agree. So, ongoing game, we have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege.
I gave it to Final Fantasy because I like the artwork. Personally, I don't want to say that these other games have been ruined for me because of their community, but Final Fantasy.
Destiny community.
I live with the Destiny community.
I'm Destiny all the way, so my vote was definitely Destiny. I'm telling you that right now.
I live with Destiny. Damn.
I live with that community too. I play D2 all day, every day. Like, so
Yes.
Destiny gets my vote, hands down.
Same. Destiny 2 for sure. I'll be sick if Fortnite wins. I feel like
I've never played Fortnite. I played one round. It sucked. I was like, I'm done with this. It's not even like there's like 6 better battle royale games than Fortnite.
There is.
Fortnite appeals to a 12-year-old, so that's why it works. But
I know some. We know some non-12-year-olds that play that game.
I cannot with that Fortnite nonsense.
Okay, so best narrative for outstanding storytelling in a game: A Plague Tale, Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. Armani, what you got?
I did A Plague's Tale, Innocence, because usually Even when I watch games, it'll take me, because usually I'll watch YouTube streamers play the game. So it'll take me 2 or 3 videos to actually get into it. But from the very beginning, A Plague's Tale had me just engulfed in the story. And it was a beautiful game. So that's why it got me.
Nate, what was yours?
Plague's Tale. Should be a Game of the Year candidate. One of my favorite games of the year. It was beautiful. It was fun. Story was awesome. Gameplay was hella cool. No, it's hands down a Plague's Tale. That was the best use of storytelling in a video game all year. And I will fight anyone that wants to argue with me because that is the best use of using a video game as a narrative platform that I've seen in a long time. So Plague's Tale, hands down.
Well, we are across the board all in agreement. A Plague Tale is also my choice for that. It gave me Oblivion, like that made me. I've been wanted to see Oblivion redone or just like updated because it's kind of hard to play now when you go back and try to play it, but I still do sometimes. And that just made me really want it now. Like I want it in 4K. But I agree, it was right from the beginning. Like it captures you, and you're just like, holy shit! Like you're tied in, you're invested from the start. So.
See, I got Last of Us vibes real fast. I was like, okay, this is Last of Us set in France.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I got really Last of Us vibes real fast, and I was in. So
okay,
yeah, it's fantastic.
Multiplayer game, outstanding online multiplayer gameplay: Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, The Division 2. Monty?
I give it to Modern Warfare, just because Modern Warfare was always my favorite branch of Call of Duty.
Now this is for multiplayer for the online aspect. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, for the online aspect.
You still sticking with that?
I'm still going to stick with Call of Duty.
I'm sticking with that too. Because I'll tell you right now, as someone who, like, my freshman year of college was defined by the original Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we played that. We skipped class. We did not do well in school because all we wanted to do was drink 40s and play Call of Duty. So, and this game brought that back tenfold. I mean, like I said, before we even hopped on this podcast today, that's what I was doing, was playing that. So, Modern Warfare gets my vote hands down. It's fun. 2v2 changes it completely. 2v2 tournaments are super fun. I beat Dr. Disrespect in a 2v2 the other night, so props to me. But yeah, MW all day, every day. And Tetris 99 is a real close second, though, because that game's awesome as well. So
while I am trash at run and gun, I will agree. I voted for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Mainly Spec Ops really kind of sealed that for me. And speaking of Call of Duty, so the new update, the chapter, what is it? Year one?
Season one.
Season one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it added to the storyline as well.
Yes, it adds content to Spec Ops, which adds to his story.
So yeah, we need to jump on Spec Ops later. Because I can't. Well, you need people to play Spec Ops with it. So.
I haven't played Spec Ops yet once.
You haven't?
No.
All right. Well, my very close second was the Division 2, and I almost went with the Division. Like the Division 2 was really good to me. Like I absolutely love it.
It's just more the Division though. Like I don't know. Like if you have to make me choose between the Division and Destiny, I'm gonna take Destiny every day. So.
I guess because I like that. I like a good solo strategic shooter that I can play by myself. Doesn't have to be fast paced, but it's fun with people. Like I like the it's fun with people part.
Call of Duty's fun with people too.
Not always. Now when you got
when you play with racist ass people, then it's not fun. But when you play with people you know, it's hella fun.
Yeah. I mean, even
squad up.
Even when you're still getting trashed. That's why Modern Warfare edged it out, because this Call of Duty online, this Call of Duty period was just done right. So it was very nice.
Supposed to be.
So mobile game. So do we even have a vote for mobile games? Did anybody play
Clash of Clans?
It's not an option. So mobile game options was Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky Children of the Light, and What the Golf. Anyone play any of those games?
I didn't even go for this category.
I wrote down shout out to Sayonara because I do love that game. I played that game. I bought my iPhone 11 for Apple Arcade, and the first game I played was Sayonara Wild Hearts, and I loved every minute of it. Remember, I gave that game music back in a few categories ago. So, yeah, I wrote shout out to Sayonara Wild Hearts, and then I just said Call of Duty Mobile is fun. They finally got controller support, so that makes that game better. But outside of that, no, I have zero interest in mobile games. So
there's a Madden Mobile.
Yeah, it's horrible.
No. All right, I didn't play any of this game, so I don't think I voted on it. Independent game. Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Worlds, Untitled Goose Game.
Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds?
Oh, wait.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
This is also one that I didn't vote on because I was trying to do my research and watch these before I actually put input into them.
So, by proxy, Untitled Goose Game. Okay, cool.
Nah, by proxy, Disco Elysium then, because that one seemed interesting out of all the games that I didn't know what was going on.
Nate, what'd you vote for?
Again, I did not play any of these, but I gave my shout out to Outer Wilds because I heard really good things about that from a lot of people that I know that play a lot of weird ass indie games, and they were like, Outer Wilds is a Game of the Year candidate, and a lot of people were upset when it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year. So I'm gonna give Outer Wilds my thumbs up there. So even though I didn't play it.
My vote was Disco Elysium for the previous mentioned reasons. All right, games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Concrete Genie, Gris, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, and Sea of Solitude. Monty.
I gave my vote to Life is Strange 2 with Concrete Genie coming in a close second.
Stop talking to me. We're not friends anymore. Nate, what was your vote?
Your bias is showing. No, so I gave mine to Concrete Genie, but that's only 100% because I have not played Life is Strange 2 yet, because I wait for all of the episodes to come out and then I binge them in like a weekend. And so the fact that the entirety of Life is Strange 2 is not out yet, I have not played it yet. But I mean, Life is Strange 1 was like my Game of the Year in 2015. Before the Storm is one of my favorite experiences of all time. I love Life is Strange. I got hella Life is Strange collectibles and whatnot. Those girls make me happy. And so I really want to play Life is Strange 2. I know it's not Max and Chloe, which really upsets me, but I'll get over it. But I hear really good things about it. So once all of those episodes hit, I will play through that, and I'm sure it'll be up there on that list. But based on what's on the screen and what I've played, I had to give it to Concrete Genie because that game is gorgeous and fun and fantastic, and everyone should honestly play it. But Life is Strange 2 is my close second, purely on the fact that it's not completely out yet, and so I have not had a chance to play through it all.
Well, if you guys weren't aware, my choice is Concrete Genie.
I assumed
because like just for the games of impact, and I can definitely see Life is Strange being a close second. Because like you said, that first one was really good. They do a good job with that. But Concrete Genie, for being such an accessible game to people of different age groups, and the message behind it, and the way it evolves, and the story it tells, that is probably gonna be the next game that I platinum for sure.
No, I get you with Concrete Genie, and that's the kind of game when I was a kid, I would have loved to play that. Like, I would have loved a game like that to exist on PS1.
Yeah, and it's like I said, visually, and again, you know, I don't want to talk game visuals anymore just because everything is visually stunning. But it was such a great art style with that game, and again, just amazing story. So yes, I agree. Everyone should play Concrete Genie.
When you complete that first, what's it called? You know, the big mural you complete at the end of an area?
Yes. Your first masterpiece.
Yeah, the masterpiece. When you complete that first one and you actually really take the time to build it and to make it look good and not like just throw stuff up there because they tell you to, it's such a moment. And that's what kills me with that game is I spend like 30 minutes painting a wall that I could spend 5 minutes on.
And that was another thing, which is when we demo it, when I talk to people about it, it's like this game rewards you for taking your time. I got a pyromancer trophy because I was like putting fire everywhere. Like I put a bunch of fire up, and it was like, oh, well, look at that. And then down to customizing your genies, I got some rabbit trophy based on one of the genies I created.
One of the first trophies I got was I put like 6 different attachments on my genie. I made a monster, but hey, trophies. That game is an easy platinum too. Honestly,
Yeah.
based on the trophy list, it's not too rough.
It is. It's again, it's an amazing game. So, for game direction, outstanding creative vision and innovation, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Outer Wilds.
It was split between Death Stranding and Resident Evil 2 for me. Because Death Stranding was a new game, new ideas, but at the same time, I liked the additions that they made to Resident Evil 2. Like, I like the fact that they took the game and they still kept its original feel, and they were able to add things without compromising that. So, that one was split. I ain't give
What'd you vote for, though?
Resident Evil 2.
Okay. So just come out and say it. Nate, what'd you vote for?
There's only one in this category. This is the Highlander of video games in this category, and it's Death Stranding. Mm-hmm. What they do on a level of just pure, like, the cutscenes I've never seen better directed cutscenes in my entire life, and I've played every Naughty Dog game that's ever been made. They do something truly special with the way they just make everything feel cinematic, feel movie-like, feel weighty. They add weight to every scene in the game, and so Death Stranding is the only answer to this question for this category. My number 2 was Resident Evil 2, actually, because like Armani said, it really does take something that to me as a 10-year-old was super special and made it even more special as a 30-year-old. So that's super cool. But yeah, Death Stranding, hands down.
I agree. Death Stranding. There was no wasted space in that game. Like, there was no the delivering of even the side missions. Like, they had importance in the game. They had reasons. Like, there was, like you just said, there was weight to everything that you did. Like, there was reasoning behind it. There was no just like meaningless stuff to it. It all led to something else. It all led to building on the story. It's that hands down Death Stranding.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question there.
So, fresh indie game from Subway. Choices are Disco Elysium. Oh, it's recognized in the studio behind the game.
Yeah, this is a studio, indie studio, I believe.
Yeah.
I wrote not any because I didn't feel like I was entitled to speak on this situation.
So we have House, Mobius Digital, I believe Death Toast Entertainment, Nomada Studios, and I believe Zalum or ZA/UM.
I know House made Untitled Goose Game, so Nicole's going to vote there.
How did you know? I went with that. And I do agree on the not knowing a whole lot about these studios to make, like, to really speak too much on it. But to be able to create a game that then transcends and inserts itself into so many other things. So just that quick kind of like attraction and appeal to where it was just so catchy. That's why I voted for it. I'm like, they took such a mundane thing, a little goose running around stealing shit and doing stuff, and, created this, like, powerhouse. So, I mean, I thought that was cool.
I just want to shout out to all these studios, because the fact is you're making indie games. You're making games that a lot of people don't pay attention to, that they don't play, but you are the reason why we still have what we have, and you push us forward. So shout out to everyone. I mean, honestly, the fact that we have to choose a studio that works on like a $20,000 budget to make a great video game, it's kind of disappointing. Like, honestly, I just feel like we should just, like, that's like we don't want to put any of these games up for GOTY, so we're just gonna give them the this indie game award. So good for them. Make good games. Keep doing it. I promise one day when I quit my job, I'll have time to play your games. But until then, I'm sorry.
When you quit you mean when you retire?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's what I mean.
So fighting game. Best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, Smash Bros. Ultimate.
All right, so my vote went to Smash Bros. Ultimate, but it was a tie between that and Mortal Kombat 11. But with Smash Bros., I've never really been into fighting games, but from day one, out the package, I fell in love with the game. The whole concept, everything about it. It was great. I have nothing bad to say about Smash Bros. I even like the storyline. Like I've never played a fighting game with, I don't want to say it's intricate of a storyline, but that story mode was so much fun. Like the little banner thing that you had to go through.
I mean, this is based on head-to-head combat, not story.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
I would challenge you on story with Mortal Kombat, but that's not what this category is about.
Head-to-head combat, Super Smash Bros.
Okay, Nate, what'd you vote for?
Smash Bros. I mean, me and the wife have many nights in bed where we just sit there and play Smash Bros against each other on our Switches. It's good times. The best way to settle an argument is the game of Smash Bros. So, and then I had Mortal Kombat at 2 because I've loved that storyline since they rebooted that franchise with MK9, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then DOA 6 comes in at 3 because, not that I played it, I just know DOA is fun as hell. I love me some Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
I'm real pissed Dead or Alive Extreme 3 didn't get a US release because they were worried about sexual content, but it's not my fault. So, and then I didn't play Samurai Showdown, and I heard Jump Force is trash. So that's my order.
Don't you?
I heard it was not good.
It was not.
So my vote was for Jump Force, because I could be Naruto doing that whole like multiplying thing and kick somebody's ass, and I'm not that great at fighting games, but one I was good in.
So the game sucks then.
I liked it.
It's got to be Smash though. Like Smash is like hands down.
Yeah, I mean Smash Bros gonna win. This is
like the control, the experience, the accessibility of it to anybody at any level. Like it is definitely Smash for me. But I had to give MK that too because I love me some MK. I mean, got in a lot of trouble playing that when I was a kid. So got to give MK the number 2.
That, and truthfully, up until Jump Force, which I didn't pay for Jump Force, but Mortal Kombat is probably the only fighting.
Oh, you were
game.
still with GameStop, huh?
I was. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat is legitimately like the only fighting game that I would buy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Until the next Injustice game comes out, in which case that wins every category on this list because Injustice is the best fighting game of all time. So I'll fight any Injustice. You gotta shoot people in the face with laser beams as Superman. That shit is fun.
Okay, so a category Injustice definitely would not go into. Family game.
I want you guys to know before we list these out, I wrote this as AKA in the Nintendo category because every one of these is a Nintendo game. So just laying that out to begin with.
This is totally, I totally agree with you. And I'm glad you said that because this is like, since we can't give Nintendo probably Game of the Year, we just have to give them an award because they probably won't make a game that, and there probably won't be a Nintendo first party title that wins Game of the Year just because everyone else does narrative and like details and adult content so well. Let's just give them Family Game. Let's give them a whole category to themselves.
Every single one of these games is a Switch exclusive. Like every one of them.
So we got Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, which that shit just came out. Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Yoshi's Crafted World. I do have a favorite in this category though. So Armani, what's your choice?
I of course.
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
Nate, what was your choice?
Smash Bros.
I voted for Yoshi's Crafted World. I loved that game.
That was my number 3.
It was so much better than Mario Odyssey.
No.
That's strong words.
Y'all are crazy. Odyssey was trash. Let's just unpopular opinion. Mario Odyssey was trash.
Now?
You thought Mario Odyssey
I
was
did not
trash.
like it. I was all for the little cappy thing at the beginning, and then I was like, "This is cool," and then it became not cool, and I was like, "I don't play this game no more."
Mario
Yoshi's
Odyssey
Crafted World
is
was
the
so
best
much better.
Mario game they have made in the last 20 years. So I'm sorry. You're wrong.
I agree.
You're wrong. It's okay to be wrong, but damn. Seriously?
I didn't like it. Nope, not at all.
It's like people that say Sunshine is bad. Sunshine is amazing. I was like, Sunshine's a bad game. God damn. Odyssey was great. Odyssey was awesome. And year one of a console launch too. Like, let's give them some credit. They launched with Zelda and Mario. Come on now.
What else would Nintendo launch with?
Wii Sports and what was the one they launched the Wii U with? The theme park game that was really bad, Nintendo Land. Like, come on. At least they tried this time.
Nothing will ever be like that again because
no,
I don't want to say
Yoshi's great though. I don't want to shit on Yoshi because Yoshi is really good. It's a fun game, but
it is, and the fact that you can go back and replay levels and like get different, like replay them backwards, and they're like the depth and the dimension. I like Yoshi's Crafted World.
You realize there is depth and replayability to Mario Odyssey levels too, as well, right?
Depth maybe. I didn't want to replay it. So.
I rolled you like so hard. All right, let's move on before I kill Nicole.
All right, so esports team, none of us care, right?
Yeah,
Yep,
no,
nope.
I didn't do any of the esports stuff.
All right, esports player don't actually. You know, wait, who was nominated for esports player? I don't think. Yeah, the only way I would have cared about this is if
Star Fox
or what's his name?
It's something Fox.
He won last year.
Sonic Fox.
Sonic
last year.
You're right. So he wasn't nominated this year, so I don't care. Esports hosts don't care.
My thing I want to say about esports is I respect those people and I respect what they do and I appreciate them and what they bring to the like overall acceptability of gaming, I guess. But I get real bored watching other people play video games real fast. So
you're right.
Good for them. Way to make a profit, but I could give a shit less what you do.
Ditto. So let's go ahead and skip to
community.
I was trying to debate on whether or not I was going to stop the esports game because I think the games we could probably vote on themselves, but I think we can all agree we don't like Fortnite, and that's probably going to win. So
I saw community, esports community, Apex, D2, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, or whatever, the Siege. Yeah, that's the last thing I had written down. And then I wrote down esports, nobody gives a shit. So, yeah.
Audio design. I mean, we already voted on music. Are we voting on audio design, or do we need to go into depth about audio design?
I have a very heavy number one in this category, but
what is it? What you got?
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Oh.
The way, like the gunplay, the footsteps, the movement. I killed someone the other night because I heard them stepping and then I saw their shadow and I just literally was like, "You're right here." Dropped. Like that game handles audio as far as movement within a first-person shooter better than any game I've ever played.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
I want to give hella shout out to that for audio. Like the other ones on the list, a lot of this, like Control, Death Stranding, is very music based. Gears and Sekiro and Resident Evil are very much kind of combat focused, audio based stuff. Resident Evil 2 does a good job of letting you know where footsteps come in and whatever. Resident Evil 2 is my number 2, by the way. But the way Call of Duty Modern Warfare handles just the audio of where enemies are, and if you have a nice pair of headphones and your ability to understand that situation, it literally changes the game for you. So I want to give them a big heads up because the guns sound so dang good. I love that game. So I'm gonna give them an audio nod here.
Okay. Hermione, did you have anything to add to?
I give mine a Resident Evil 2.
Okay. Art direction: Control, Death Stranding, Gris, Sayonara Wild Heart, Sekiro, and Zelda Link's Awakening.
I give Death Stranding for the combination of just how beautiful that game was and the sound design and just overall. It was a great project.
Nate?
I gave it Death Stranding as well. With Link's Awakening a very close second because I love that game. It's my favorite Game Boy game, my third favorite Zelda game. And I haven't played it yet, actually. I watched Asher play it because I bought it for her as a gift after I'm going to be on the couch for 2 weeks, so play the game. And I love it, but I had to give it to Death Stranding because it really is just like it was game design, my number one. Like it's gorgeous. It's Kojima at his best, and you cannot deny that.
Yeah, he's going to win a lot of awards, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to.
Action adventure game: Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding. Oh, where did my stuff just go? My phone keeps doing something janky.
It's The Legend of Zelda and Sekiro.
First off, I was kind of like, is Death Stranding an action game? I mean, I guess it's an adventure game. Oh, it's action adventure. Okay.
It's a Strand game, Nicole. It's a Strand game.
Exactly.
They don't have that category yet.
Well, I mean, I voted for Death Stranding. What'd you got, Nate? What'd you vote for?
No, Control.
Okay.
Control was fantastic.
I give it a Death Stranding.
Action game. Apex, Astral Chain, Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus. Nate, what'd you vote for?
Call of Duty. I'm predictable. I had to give him something. I mean, it was. I just love the way that game feels and looks and plays, and the campaign was awesome. The multiplayer keeps you coming back. I just bought the battle pass today. Got myself a new operator and some other stuff. Like, I don't know. It's what I don't like, the battle pass system. Don't get me wrong. I hate that in every game. I think it's bullshit to charge people to unlock content. But the way the game feels every time I pick it up and run through it, it's got to be Modern Warfare. So, yeah.
Armani?
I gave mine Devil May Cry, just because I love the franchise.
I was so happy to see them in this category because I realized once I picked up Death Stranding and I played it for so daggone long, I was just like, damn, my boy Dante ain't gonna get shit. I felt so sad because that would have probably been my game of the year up until Death Stranding came out. Like, it just was like, fuck, man, like this Devil May Cry was so good. So Devil May Cry was my action game choice for sure. And on to the big one. Game of the year, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Smash Bros, and Outer Worlds.
For original content, I gave it Death Stranding. That was my game of the year. I didn't get to play Control, so Death Stranding will be my vote.
Nate?
Control. It's hands down the game of the year. The game was hella fun to play, beautiful, great story. Exploration was a blast. I can't speak highly enough about Control. And every minute I played of that game, I loved. DLC's coming out soon. I can't wait for it. Death Stranding was my close second, but Control is a really, really, really good video game, and I really like it, and I really wish people would play it. But that's how I feel about most Remedy games, is they're really good games. Like, Alan Wake was amazing. I love Max Payne from day one. They had some hiccups with Quantum Break and Quantum Break mostly, but other than that, give me Remedy games all day. So Control was my number one.
So Death Stranding here got my vote. Since you went into some Remedy games, Max Payne, the original one, you know what, never mind, this is gonna be just a whole other category. We're gonna go on a tangent. So I feel like Death Stranding should win, or Death Stranding got my vote for sure. Obviously the controversial title that is not included, and they have acknowledged why it wasn't included, was Jedi Fallen Order. But evidently, they didn't give early access to any of the people who vote on who gets nominated. So no one got to play it early. So that's why it didn't get a nomination. But a lot of people argued that should probably be Game of the Year.
That would have been my number two if it was available.
Oh, so Control is better than Jedi?
Control is my number one. It's been my number one since the moment I finished it. Like, I fell in love with that game. I love Control, but Jedi Fallen Order would have been a close second, and it probably would have got my action game vote and my action adventure game vote and my RPG game vote and every other vote it would have given an option for. But for my goatee, Control is still my numero uno. I love that game.
Okay.
But shout out to Fallen Order, because that game is as janky as it is at times. That is a damn good video game. So
totally obviously not a Game Awards thing, but if you have to choose, what 3 games would you like to see redone for next gen?
Like remastered?
Remastered, yeah. What would you like to see remastered for next gen? If you had to pick 3 games.
Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, and Far Cry 3.
Okay, it's not a bad 3. I'm pretty sure at least 2 of those will probably happen, if not 1 for sure. I mean, Jack and Daxter's like a given. Like, if that doesn't get redone,
I want Armani's though, because she's younger than us, so I want to hear her thoughts.
Yeah, true, because she didn't really play, I guess, a whole lot on PS2 in the original PlayStation, so hers would, I guess, would be from the start of the PS3 era. But she just dipped off for a second, so I'll get her input here when she comes back. But for me, I would have to say Max Payne, since you brought that up, the original Max Payne.
That'd be fun.
That was just an epic game to where it was just so good to watch people play it. Like, that was one game you just played like a movie. Like, you just sit there and watch somebody play it, and it was such a good story. That, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I'm ready to be remastered. Yeah, I need some more Tommy Vercetti in my life. And I would probably, I've been saying I want Myst remastered.
Myst is hella boring.
See, not to me.
It's
That
so
was such
boring.
a great game.
Play Monkey Island. It's way better. Same concept, just way better executed.
I loved Myst. Myst was great. But actually,
Smalls.
that would have been my like 3.5. But you know what? No. There was this game. Actually, I just like went out of my head. The Getaway. The Getaway should be remastered. Did you ever play The Getaway?
I did. You know that team was the team that made LA Noire?
No, I did not know that.
Fun facts.
I have not played LA
Also,
Noire.
a lot of that team worked on Blood and Truth.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It was Sony London, and some of that team went over to Rockstar Australia to work on that stupid game, LA Noire. And then a lot of them hung out and they just worked on Blood and Truth and the heist and all that shit. Like, Blood and Truth is like a spiritual successor to the Getaway.
I think I'm gonna go get me some Dramamine and force myself to play it some more.
You haven't played through Blood and Truth?
No, I told you I quit after the first that chase scene in the Jeep because I was like getting like my stomach was feeling like woo.
That's a one sit downer. That's one of those ones you put the headset on and you just stick with it until it's over because it was a blast.
Maybe
VR doesn't mess with me at all. Also, I want to talk about real quick.
Go ahead.
VR, complete and utter travesty left on this list is Ghost Giant, because that game is, oh my god. Maybe I have a personal attachment to it because that was like my E3 game a couple years back, but like I love Ghost Giant. That game is so fun and so pretty and just like such a great story. It's like the Concrete Genie of VR games. It's awesome. So I want to give that game a shout out. I heard some good stuff about Asgard, but it's an Oculus game and I don't have a computer that runs that. So no offense. Not trying to upset anyone.
Yeah, no. PC game. No. The question was, what 3 games would you like to see remastered for next gen? So.
Oh, Jack and Daxter. I believe
she knows what's up.
The Precursor Legacy. Honestly, that's all I want. I've been asking for that.
You have my vote. That's all you need. Jack and Daxter was my number 1 too. I just want that back.
Yes, Jack and Daxter. I don't feel like I'm at the age yet where games I like haven't been remastered.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, well, I think that was a podcast. That was an episode. So we will be back to sit down and chit chat and chop it up about what came out of E3. Not E3, Jesus Christ, a little far from that. Out of the Game
Awards. I was like, E3, bro, come on now.
Yeah, we're not coming back till next June.
Like, this was it for the year.
Yeah. So until next time, take care of yourselves and be good to each other.
Sounds good to me.